Would you rather it be easier GP, like easier currency to gain, and get duplicates and harder to get them top players, or would you rather it be harder to get the GP, but you get top players a lot easier?
But another, going away from the actual gameplay, the customer service side between FIFA and PES is so different.
What?
How is he prepared?
No, like he's done all the research.
Oh,
He's
right,
kept us
okay.
in the dark.
I haven't done no research.
Yeah.
I was just going to talk about the transfer window. To be fair, I had a sick plan.
Season predictions.
Yeah, season predictions and
Let's continue.
transfer window. Yeah, we'll just start now, innit? Just
Right.
podcast. Do that. Like, it's how you do it, innit? Like, just blend in naturally. No, I had a sick plan though. A couple of weeks ago, people saying to me, when are you going to podcast again? So I thought we'll start off with the transfer window and we'll talk about the season predictions and any big transfer moves so far. And then it just dawned on me last night. Here's a Chelsea fan with a transfer ban. Here's a Liverpool fan who's done fuck all this season. And then here's a United fan. And I think a lot of people know what to say about the United fan. That's Shazad and JT, as you already know. And then I thought, what am I going to do? We're just going to have to talk about the season predictions because our transfer... Oh, actually, wait. As a United fan...
First sacking.
Huh?
You know, who's going to be the first manager sacked?
Oh, we can talk about that in a second. Let's
Lampard,
talk about...
Yeah.
So that's Christmas. Isn't it?
followed by Klopp.
No, as a United fan though... Do you say Klopp? How do you rate your transfer window? Is it successful or not?
I don't think it's the worst transfer window. I think it's not successful. I don't think it's a disaster. I think the way they're approaching the rebuild job at United is different to they have before. Instead of like just chucking money at players that don't want to come. So Dybala nailed on transfer if you're United. No, but that's the fee you pay, don't you? For
No, not for Maguire.
For the white
no
VVD.
yeah, no, but genuinely because they've got
Why?
So they say.
so there's obviously a drive to recruit British players, and no doubt Maguire's not the best centre back in the league, but he's top 5 centre back in the league. Something
You know what?
imagined.
I'm just trying to think here. Is he...
He's not worth 80 million.
No. I'm
Can't
trying to
pull
think.
that out.
You just said he's the best top 5 in the league.
No, I didn't say he's
Can
the
I-
best top 5.
No. Well, you know, top 5 in the league. And can I argue with that one? That's a sad state of affairs.
No, but
in the Premier League,
this is
innit?
what I'm saying. So in terms of United changing their policy to recruit British players who actually want to play for the badge and for the club, you got to pay for what's out there.
Let me ask you one thing. You talk about play for the badge, play for the club. Would you rather have, say, a Neymar not playing for the badge, but or like on 250, whatever he's willing to accept to join United? Or would you rather have a Lingard run his heart out for the badge?
To be honest, we've had in the last 6 years we've had Di Maria, Sanchez, Pogba,
No, but the thing is,
Falcao. Hold on, some world class players, and they've all had one thing. Everyone said they're fucking wank because they lack desire and they lack effort. And cast that back to the end of last season, where the true United fans were championing Scott McTominay, who was crying on the bench
McTominay.
against Huddersfield when United were down in
you know about
tools.
that peasant bastard, yeah?
That's it,
Scott
the
McTominay.
big man. But
Making big moves, mate.
what I'm saying is, United fans were more endeared to Scott McTominay, who was busy crying like a little girl, because he wants to play for the badge. I'd rather United don't finish top 6, top 4. I don't give a shit, as long as they have a clear structure and players who want to play for the club. It's not my money. I'm just watching the game.
Well, I love when fans say it's not my money, but the TV subscriptions, the tickets that go into the stadium and shit.
Piracy.
Yeah, but come on, let's be real. Alright, that's you, innit? But we
No,
pay
I
for
do end up
Spurs.
at the
Legend.
stadium. Yes.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say though. So it is.
You want the chicken and
It might not be all your money that goes into financing a deal for Maguire, but without us paying for TV licenses, our sponsorship fees will be so high. No.
No, but I
So,
think
it
that's
might-
different to big clubs and small clubs. So that argument that obviously people put money into clubs is completely different for big clubs and small clubs. So let's
They
say
get
for
most of their
Derby
money from
County,
sponsorships.
and also
So would
let's
they
say
get paid heavy sponsorships if we weren't supporting them in that way? Like
Based
giving
on
them kits and stuff like that.
combination of things, on-field success. So a big sponsor like your Samsungs of the world and whoever else is sponsoring the big teams. If you're not successful on the pitch, they won't even approach you.
and not just that, if you look at the makeup of the crowd for some of these big clubs, a lot of people there are foreigners. They're out there for the
Businessmen.
experience. Yeah. So you can say if you don't turn up to match day, but if you don't turn up to match day, you've got 75,000 Chinese folk turning up to match day. The Glazers are happy.
I'm fighting back so many racist urges right now.
No, but it's the truth. Like similar to Chelsea and Liverpool, big club.
It's just when you mention Chinese, I'm sorry, I just love them people.
No, but that's general
Executive
consensus,
bosses.
isn't it? Yeah. So there'll always be match day money going in, subscriptions and that. So you have to understand there's a reason why these big clubs have their pre-seasons abroad and not in England. They go to China, they go to America. Why do they go Africa? Have you ever thought about that? There's not money coming out of there.
There's a lot of people from Africa sending me emails saying I've got bare money waiting if I give them my account details. Why are football clubs not going there?
You should try it. Tell them.
I'll try.
Give them a case study.
You're a millionaire, go for it.
Yeah, they say I've got long lost cousins there and stuff.
So back to the original point
No,
about
one
United's
more.
transfer window.
Yeah, I was just about to say, with the transfer window, what would you think was needed on top to call it successful then? Because I probably agree with you. It's
I
not
think
a disaster.
defence, for me, they've on paper they've shored up the defence. The keeper, I reckon, his head. Well, he's got a new contract, so let's see how it goes. He had a shaky season last season, but no doubt
Has he signed a new contract?
Yeah, he saved United the 7 seasons before numerous times. For me, they needed a midfielder and a prolific centre forward. So for me, United are lacking goals up front, not lacking chances. I think they'll always create chances with the way they will play under Solskjaer on the break and that. But I think at the strikers, you wouldn't put money on them putting a chance away unless it was open goals.
Surely someone like James is going to develop on that right wing, innit? You don't have a name like James and not develop.
But that doesn't mean you're going to score a goal.
Yeah, but you'll have the team score.
So I think they'll concede
You know, I'm
less
actually-
goals. I don't think they'll score.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play because I've never seen him play before. So that's it. I've not heard good things
You
about
must have
him.
seen that clip that goes around of his electric pace.
Against Man City.
Yeah.
There was
Kill him, yeah.
there was a
Better do it this time round.
I can't remember which. I think it might have been the Guardian that used a supercomputer to predict based on transfers as of Monday where teams would finish, and they said United would finish third, and they'd have the second best defense in the league, and they'd have I think it was the 6th best attack in the league. But the funny thing is they concede. They said Liverpool would have the top defense, followed by United, who would concede I think 32 goals in the season. But they said goal scoring, United would be the last out of the top 6.
Lucky for us that it doesn't work out that way, innit? The Liverpool don't win the Champions League last year, simple as that.
But we need midfielders, strikers. We want to do a Naveed.
Or just buy everyone and
Buy everyone, anything that moves.
With an info.
But yeah, but again, like we say that, but United did pull out a deal to sign Dybala, which seems ridiculous considering we're not that much.
They pulled out when Dybala said, I don't want to play for Manchester United.
No, because he wanted to. They just didn't want to give him as much money as he wanted.
For a guy that wanted out of Juventus, he's clearly been pissing around too much because he's had 2 offers from England, both Tottenham and United, and his wage demands has meant that he's stuck there now. Unless someone from Spain.
Does he
comes
really
in.
want out that badly though?
Yeah.
We'll find out over the next few weeks.
Either that or he's banking on Sarri to get sacked and he realises that, well, Ronaldo eventually, however phenomenal he is, and
Juve need the money. Because they can't afford all the wages that they are forking out at the moment. They didn't want to sell Keane, but they sold him.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a bit of a... For the fees that
They didn't
we're
want to
seeing
sell
now,
Cancelo, but they sold him.
I was mystified to them 2 transfers actually, because Cancelo is definitely their best right back.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best right backs going.
But if you look at the league, it's not. If you look at the league, it's not a mystifying transfer because Danilo is an able replacement, not
Yeah,
a
that's
better
fine.
But it's
replacement.
the Champions League they want,
But-
isn't it?
But I think they're more.
They've won 8 leagues in a row. So
For me,
that's
I
the issue.
think they are
Oh,
working on
absolutely.
the assumption that going forward they're going to outscore teams in the Champions League. They've got Delict at the back, so they're thinking, well, centre back position's okay. And again, I say something with in terms of fullbacks. I don't believe in modern day football. Your fullbacks need to be the best defenders in the world because the way teams play, bomb forward, and then you pivot, you have DMs to cover up, mop up.
But that's the thing. Danilo is not as good as Cancelo going forward either. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Danilo's not good, but you're talking the energy that he'll give you, the pace,
Well,
and the way Cancelo was playing last year was
if we
far
look
better
at
than...
some of the right
Danilo.
back, some of the full backs to win the Champions League, which we're saying is Juve's ambition. Robertson, very good going forward. We wouldn't say he's one of the best defenders though.
But I'm saying, why downgrade that position? Well, actually, you said it's financial.
But on
reasons.
like if you look at
it is
Madrid's as well,
financial.
the only one I'd say who's a very good fullback in terms of defending, and you wouldn't even say he's possibly
Carvalho.
the best, Carvalho.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. No, I'd say he's.
But if you look at other fullbacks, they're not very. They're all attack minded.
Okay, before we stray too far from the Premier League, Chelsea, you tell me what you think's gonna happen there then. Gone by Christmas, Frank?
Before
No,
that,
it'll be-
October Blues.
Chelsea obviously have a massive hazard-shaped gap at the moment, and that's the biggest question mark because
To be fair, before he went to Madrid, that hazard shape was about this big. Now he's gone to Madrid, it's about this big.
yeah,
What the hell's happened to him?
without the ability to replace him, I think if you look at the numbers last year, Chelsea were very reliant on Hazard. I think he contributed 50% of their goals. So the club, because of the transfer ban and because they've appointed Lampard and some of the sales that they've made with Luiz going, with Morata going, I think they must have realised that no matter what, unless it's an absolute disaster, Chelsea by Christmas are outside the top 10, Lampard will get a year.
You should have minimum like 2. You'd say 1 to work with.
It depends how bad the season goes.
All,
If he has a Jose type season where they're 16th or whatever, come October, then they'll sack him.
But he'll say, look, I didn't get any players because you lot are a stupid club to get yourself banned.
He can say
And
whatever
you've
he wants.
lost.
it doesn't work like that though. We know it doesn't. So I think
But then does
Abramovich
that
is
that'll be a worse message for the next manager?
yeah, but that's the nature of Chelsea, how Chelsea's run.
Like, you can do that to one of your own legends.
And no, Lampard knew the
They
risk
have
he
no
was
legends.
taking by going to Chelsea because there's no sense of romanticism there. They did it to Di Matteo, they've done it to Jose, and he's loved by the fans. So there's
Jay's ready.
He
got
should
a
have-
banner on order.
yeah, exactly. Playing at the ready.
Do you think he's got not just in him, but do you think he's got the team to get top 4 this year?
To challenge, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
with Liverpool City, the other 2 spots are open.
I think Spurs, with signing a new midfield essentially, have kind of cemented a finish in the top 4.
I was just
think
about
the
to
last
say, yeah, I
Champions
think
League
Spurs
spot is
should.
open between United.
Whether they
Arsenal.
finish third or
No,
fourth,
no,
I
I
think they're
think
finishing.
Although they've improved their midfield, they've got the same issue that they had last year, where if Kane's injured, then you think, where are the goals?
But you know when
but
Kane was
they played
injured-
well without Kane.
Yeah.
I know
Son
Son
stepped up, man.
for a period, but you can't always do
But
that.
the
I think
thing
Son
about
can.
that is though, on the flip side, when Kane was injured, Son played well. That was also the fact that Llorente also played in those games. Now Llorente's not there either, but he is free to sign
And-
for any other club after
They don't have a right back,
tonight.
so
Got that Walker Peters.
Walker Peters, Aurier, Pochettino doesn't seem to fancy him.
Must fancy him enough he's willing to let Trippier go.
Well, he didn't like either of them, and I think it was a.
I think it was more raising money
Mm,
or Levy cashing in on what he can before some of these players go on freeze.
Ericsson gone this year, by the way.
I don't think so.
I
He's
think
free
he'll
next
go.
year.
I think he'll go abroad this year. In this window.
I think he goes free next year.
Because you look at their midfield now, it's too stacked, and when you just spend 120 million on Ndombele and Lo Celso, yeah,
I
they
think
need to.
it
They
will-
need
The
to.
Salsa not a loanee.
No, they bought him for 60 million.
But I think it
I'm
will
thinking of the
show.
Arsenal one, which we'll move on to in a
Yeah,
minute.
Caballas.
For me, it will show their ambition if they sell or keep him. Yeah, massive risk. You let Ericsson, you don't cash in on him.
You're going
Be
free
almost
next year.
suicidal. But no doubt he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, one of the best midfielders in Europe. You keep him and you have a big tilt at some big trophies. You don't,
But-
then it's a big risk.
He's already said he wants the next challenge. Remember the comments he made at the start of the window where
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to the next club and challenge, etc., etc. So his head's turned.
Madrid.
Yeah, I think so. Madrid wanted Pogba, but they can't afford him because
I
they've
think
already spent
And
close to 300 million.
Barca brought De Jong. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Madrid are looking to replace Modric. They wanted Pogba but can't afford him because United want like upwards of 100 million.
You know, again, we were sidetracked, but we were on about Chelsea and how they have a big Hazard shaped 100 kg gap in
Exactly.
the middle. But the thing is, with Hazard going, it might be a blessing in disguise because finally you guys might be able to realise what part of the team you actually need to strengthen. You might function as a team because you're very lopsided in attack.
Yeah,
Last
it was all
But
going
now
through Hazard. If
people
Hazard
might
didn't
start
fire-
chipping in this and that. You might know, actually, you know what? Maybe we need to recruit here.
I think
this thingy.
that was the same with all Sarri teams. Even at Napoli, he always attacked down the left, and when he came to Chelsea, it was just a given that was going to happen. Now with Lampard in place, He won't play 4-3-3. He's going to play 4-2-3-1. Kante will sit next to Jorginho. That'll help him. And you've got Barkley or Loftus-Cheek in the 10.
Kante won't be the box-to-box anymore?
No, because Lampard doesn't play 4-3-3. He plays 4-2-3-1. So it'll be Kante and Jorginho sitting.
Yeah.
And then
Full-back,
Barkley or Loftus-Cheek or Mount in 10. And then you've got Hudson-Odoi, Pedro, Willian as the wide guys. And either Tammy or Giroud. And they still got Batshuayi up front.
Well,
that's the problem. All three of them. They'd be lucky to get 10 goals, league goals in the season.
What, between them or each?
Yeah, between them.
Alright. Now, to be fair, it's just a style of play that might just get you through a lot of the crapper teams, and then against the top teams you'll probably be found out.
They've got relatively easy start. After United, they don't play. I don't think they play any of the big teams for a while.
So you can trust United as a big team still, yeah?
And that's it.
Oh, fair enough.
see that Liverpool.
Home or away game, that, by the way?
Away for them and for us.
Scoreline prediction, quick one.
I'm going to sit on the bench, 1-1. I think opening game of the season, crowd's always up for it, players always up for it, regardless of how good or bad the team is. Both teams will put in an effort.
And yeah, don't want to lose. You don't want to lose on day one.
That's what
I think Lampard's going to go in there, Jose style, get a result.
I think all pre-season I've not seen United blow any teams away in attack. I think they've always got the ability to create a goal, and I think again Chelsea will just be happy with a point on opening day. I think out of all the 6 teams that have been trading, for me, the most mystifying transfer market has been Liverpool's.
That brilliant idea of let's just bring Origi through like a new player. Ox is back, that's under the new player.
Arsenal, for me, have had a fantastic window.
I was just about to move on to them actually. You say fantastic. Is that because Luis came in at the end? That just gave him that bit more balance, you think?
Yeah, because he needed a centre back.
Yeah, I think 8 million for Luis is a steal.
If you said that a year or two ago, I might have agreed.
Nah, 8 million is nothing nowadays, man.
Yeah, but it's like I always say, I'd rather... Actually, no, Arsenal weren't that desperate, so I agree with that. But it's like, why waste a squad position?
Potentially very scary as well.
Although he's not crap, but...
Potentially very scary having David Luiz and Mustafi protecting your goalkeeper.
It'd be Socrates, isn't it? It'd be Socrates.
Yeah. But then on the flip side, there's no doubt on his day, David Luiz can be one of the best ball-playing centre-backs in the world.
And
when was his last day, though?
No, he's had a lot of good days.
No, when was his last day? I'm asking you that. Where you thought that's a really good performance. Against a big team as well. Forget the little...
Won the Europa League final?
I think that's Arsenal, man.
But
you lot were going to win if Pericek was in your centre-back.
It is Arsenal, but he was up against Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Yeah, but Arsenal, as a team, bottled it in that match. They just did it.
No, but he's marking the strikers, not
Yeah,
the
that's
rest
what
of
Yeah,
them.
but I'm saying the way to get the ball to them strikers,
But just
starved of like chances.
Yeah. Forget Luiz's big day. About Luiz and playing in that Arsenal team, as a guy who's been watching him for the last few years at Chelsea, he does a great diagonal ball. And when you've got the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette making those runs in behind, and now Pepe as well, he'll find them.
And 25 million for Tierney.
Left back, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've had issues at left back. Monreal's
Again.
too old. Kolasinac, he can only play as a
Considering
wing back.
Tierney was being valued at 40 mil last year, people were saying 40, 30, 50, 25
Be
mil.
interested to see how
get
it
that
is.
You don't get
deal
many
across the line.
big transfer fees out of the Scottish League, though.
Well, you do it for the clubs interested. Quite clearly, no other big club was going
What's
after
the
him,
biggest
but
fee you can remember coming out of the Scottish League?
I think it'll depend on who's... It's not about what
That's what I'm
the
saying,
big fee
yeah.
is, but it depends on who's actually interested, isn't it? When was the last time you actually had a club fighting for a Scottish player or Scottish Premier League player?
That's why you don't get big fees, innit, I guess.
No, but I think 25 mil for Tierney in the current market is good.
Yeah,
Youngster,
possibly, we'll see how
one of your favourite players in PES. You love that guy.
He's alright, yeah. I used him in my level 3 team. A little bit. Lukaku got ahead of him. Not the Inter Milan one, no. The other one. The Lazio one.
Jordan,
that's it. I forgot his name. But, yeah, so where do you think... Do you think that signing of Luiz will get them top 4, though? Like, as in... Who's the favourites?
Yeah,
when I say
very,
favourites.
very difficult to predict top
Yeah,
four.
very
I think if you say City, Liverpool, Spurs are probably nailed.
So who's the most likely in your eyes out of United, Chelsea and Arsenal to get top 4?
For me, I'm going to go in least likely for me is Chelsea, based on the fact that you've had a transfer ban, you've lost some good players. Then, genuinely, at this moment in time, They say goals win you games, but defenses win you titles. I mean, none of these teams are winning a title. So United have got a better defence. Who's got a better midfield? They're both not very great in terms of midfield. I'd say United edge them.
No, I like Arsenal's midfield. If you look at in that kind of centre or defensive mid, they've got Torreira, Xhaka, and Ceballos now. And then further forward in that, Ozil, Mkhitaryan, they've got
in terms of Xhaka, again, ridiculed last season by his own supporters. They don't want him there. Torreira dropped off massively post-October, so we don't know if it's...
Guendouzi, another year under his belt.
But I think if Matic can... Because Matic is known to play well for the first few months before he
falls off a cliff.
Talking of Arsenal's lineup, how are you expecting it to be now that you see... Pepe has to start. He's their right winger, innit? He has to start. You don't spend that much money on a winger.
They'll do what they did last year, won't they? Play Aubameyang off the left and just rotate him with Lacazette every now and then. Pepe will probably... The thing is, they're all interchangeable, aren't they?
I know.
They're all interchangeable because Pepe's played
on the left wing?
Down the middle last year. He played on the left last year, so they're all interchangeable. That's the thing.
And do you expect to see Ozil with them three up top?
You have to.
I think for me,
That's
Ozil...
a horrible imbalance, man.
No, I think when you put pace of movement around Ozil, you get the best out of him.
Yeah,
and he's
definitely.
still, even to this day, still one of the best creators in the world.
Yes.
You rate him a lot higher than I do, but okay. To be fair, he didn't get a big look in last season under Emery.
That's because he's playing too much Fortnite.
I think...
playing too much Fortnite. Then
I'm going to answer that question, Lily. I reckon Arsenal will get 4th, United will get 5th, Chelsea 6th, Spurs...
You don't see Everton breaking in? Top 6?
They might. There's always a chance.
They've had a decent window,
But
man.
you asked me of Chelsea. You asked me Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man United. That's why.
No, I'm just saying. No, but
I think they'll push them close.
I didn't say they'd have to finish 6th. I'm just saying.
I think the gap will be close.
I just don't see where the goals come from for Everton. Because they're relying on a 19-year-old in his first year in the Premier League.
The goal poacher. He's clinical.
They'll probably get goals from Richarlison and other areas as well.
Richarlison will get, say, 10. Sigurdsson will get 10.
What I'm interested to see is how they play together, because for me...
The defence is the biggest issue with Everton now, because they've lost Zuma, who's back at Chelsea, and that leaves they've got 2 centre-backs in Yerry Mina and Michael Keane, and that's it. They've got no one else. It'll be kids after that.
But it's also because...
Bit of luck with injuries.
Richarlison and Keane are completely different in terms of technical ability and how they actually play. So you got Richarlison who wants ball at feet, dribble past players, make space, curl one in, where you got Keane who's just looking to
Fox in the box,
tap-ins.
Yeah.
So again, whether or not they can link up effectively, they might have
the Black Pippo and Zaggy, they call him.
Never heard that one, to be fair. Alright, let's talk PES or FIFA. You played PES 20 time, have you?
No.
I think gameplay has to be PES, online experience FIFA, total package FIFA. Which one would I rather buy? Bearing in mind I've always played PES and I've mastered FIFA before, as both of you know. Only undisputed champion in PES and FIFA. If I had to pay for a game, I'd pay for FIFA. Although I think it's broken.
But you hate the gameplay?
Yeah, I think it's broken. I think there's not much skill to it. It's just one of those games where you can repetitively...
Do you say that about FIFA 19 or FIFA the one that you played? You played
I'd
17.
say all the FIFA. I played 17 as well.
19's horrendous.
But don't you think 17 had a bit more of a skill gap?
It did, yeah. But the one I played as well, FIFA 17, again, I was a novice until I learnt how to do the shield. And I was blowing people away with my Player of the Month Hurricane. Many porcelain towers were damaged. I've never been rebuilt. But that's the thing. So I think similar to PES as well, you can learn a style of play and break the game. But I think there's a bit more skill to PES. The only shame is the overall product, the online servers are that bad. You'd rather go to FIFA.
And you know the kind of peripheral extras that you get from FIFA.
Squad builders.
SBCs, all the different types of cards they give you. It just keeps you coming back.
Jay,
back
this is
back.
one thing that mystifies me about you, other than your sexuality. No, I'm joking.
Can we go back?
No, 1 second. Because back in the day when you were at uni, you used to be a hardcore PES guy, yeah? And even prior to that, we used to bring the USB stick on the PS2 to my house, preloaded formations and that. That's what this guy was like. Yeah. And you know formations that would take you like 3 minutes to set up, he would do it in about 20 seconds. He was that level, yeah? So he used to be that diehard PES. what made you not just switch? Actually, wait, let me. Yeah, what attracted you about FIFA?
Simple answer was, so those days, uni days and prior, when you're playing PES in the same room, yeah, even now maybe, I don't know, I haven't played PES in about 4 years. In the same room, I'm sure PES is a ton of fun. Online, there's just too many issues with it.
I think FIFA just completely outgrown PES in the last few years.
So when you say online there's too many issues, are you talking just connectivity or the actual mode as well?
Both. Connectivity is number one,
Yeah.
but mode, Ultimate Team has just got it so right.
So forget Ultimate Team for a second, what would you need to see from PES for you to think, you know what, it's worth giving it some time now? So say their Ultimate Team rival things, we call it My Club, yeah? What would you need to see from My Club? What are the core forget the stability of the actual gameplay, because say we had that, just say we did. What would you need to see from the actual game mode offerings? Don't even compare it to Ultimate Team. What would you want to see from it, just in that aspect, to make you think that?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but like, have I ever played My Club? I don't think so. When I used to play online PES back in the day, occasionally it was just friendlies where you just get your skill rating up, and there was no reward system. Is there a reward system now? What do you get for getting through the divisions? And
you don't know.
do you get, like, for example, in FIFA, you play weekend league or you play your rivals games. At the end of the week, you get packs, you get coins.
Well, this is the first time in PES that they've done like a division rivals, and depending what season you're in, you just get like some GP, which gets you probably one spin.
Is that it?
One pack,
That's the problem. You don't get rewarded for your play.
Yeah. So my input,
and that's for the whole week's play, not just the weekend.
That's awful.
And the thing is, the system is you get rewarded for the more you play, not the better you are. Because I could win 5 matches in a row, and I'll only accumulate, depending on who you play against, you get a set amount of points. Then like 8 over here, 10 there. And if I beat a guy who's got 100 points, I'll get half his points. So if you play more, you're more likely to rack up points or just nick someone else's points.
So FIFA's got two systems where, if you're a grinder, play rivals. If you play enough, you'll get the top reward. But if you're a good player, play weekend league, where if you only need to play say 14 to get to a decent reward.
Well, we have, I'd say, squad battles as well, but there's like the comp challenges and stuff. We don't really get paid out.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're very monotonous and boring.
Yeah, they're boring as well.
I've not paid for PES this year. Download the free copy. I'd tell everyone to download the free copy. No point paying for that game.
The thing is, to be fair, he's got a team.
My team is ridiculous.
I was about to say, it's as good as mine, if not better.
After I made you release your Salah and your
even before you did that,
which are the players that I make you release? Your Hazard. Okay. Yeah.
But to be fair,
I beat you so many times this year. Bearing in mind I never played. But the only thing I think online.
Isn't the heading like proper broken in that game?
No, it's okay. It's quite realistic. I'd say it's more broken in. I've seen more. So we played for Nav, FIFA, Foot Champs on Friday. Bearing in mind, I haven't played online, I think in 3 years. First game, that guy had a star-studded team, I beat him. You played a game, I'm sure you conceded a header from the edge of the box in FIFA.
I think so, yeah.
You can't do that in PES. The thing PES Online's got better than FIFA, and 100% is the co-op. I love the co-op.
Yeah, co-op is sick, yeah.
But then again, with that, it seems to be connection again.
Connection issues. Yeah, if you used to play pro clubs in FIFA, right?
1 second, wait. In co-op, also, it's been 2 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that mode has no progression to it. Like, you're just playing pointless matches over and over again, and it feels like I've got a gut feeling it's gonna be like that for the 3rd year running. But there's so much potential. Yeah, everyone talks about how good that is, how good the system is, and everything, how it works well, but there's no reason to actually want to play that game mode other than you want to laugh with my friends.
That's what pro clubs is like.
That's 11 players though, and this is just 3.
No, you could do as many as you or as few as you like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but it goes up to 11. That's the nice buzz of we're controlling one player only, so that has that aspect to it. But where this one, it's maximum of 3, and you're gonna have a laugh with 2 mates. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, ever since FIFA 17, when my account was hacked by a friend of ours, Gibran Hussain, and he took my coins.
We'll have to edit that part out.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
And he took my coins and had me banned.
Abuse he's gonna get.
I would still, as I said, pay for FIFA, and I'm actually thinking about it because FIFA is an easy game to play, but it's not that. It's just more fun. Like, you can do squad builders at work, this and that. There's so much.
That's
more.
the thing.
Are you trying to get sacked? You can do squad builders at work.
That's what I did in my old job.
I used to do squad builders while driving.
Really, yeah, I need to report these two, man. One's
Two.
going to lose his license and one's going to lose his job.
Listen, I'll tell you one way you lose your job.
So, I didn't go to work half the time, so I'm fine. But
But yeah, I think for me, I'd rather pay for. I know PES is going to be free by January anyway.
I'm going to give it November. By Christmas, it'll be free this year.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if it's not.
I'll still download the light version of PES. And this is bearing in mind that
Alright.
Man United are what? The
Official sponsors.
official
This
thing.
is a Man United fan, yes.
And I'd rather, because I know there'll be some United fans who obviously are swayed by United being an
that
official
kind
partner.
of reasoning never really
It
bothered
doesn't-
me.
yeah, it doesn't really
you know,
bother me.
there's say, oh, because PES doesn't have the proper names or the kits, that's why it's a lesser game, irrelevant.
So yeah, now the only thing is, if PES wasn't going to be free, so the knowledge is, Konami said this year we're not going to give PES free at all. Yeah, would you still think about buying it? Or
No,
not?
because the only reason I downloaded it this year was because
it's free.
you and T wanted to play co-op, and I thought, why not? It's free.
And you downloaded it quite a bit after it was free as well. Actually, I don't think you downloaded.
I
it
don't
straight
need
away.
to play that game.
I think you downloaded it after the New Year, like in February or something, and you had still a stacked team. So even if Konami came
It
out,
helps when you're as good as I am in PES. And you can't even say anything differently because I beat you online in front of all your friends.
yeah, we remember how that happened, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. Lukaku first scored,
Hold up.
second one I was through on goal, and he took me out.
Can we set the scene here?
You want me to get candles?
I came to this guy's house, and he was streaming, having a bad game, and he goes, "Well, you know what? If you're so good, why don't you play me?" Bearing in mind, I have not played that game.
I swear that
So
stream
long,
is still
yeah.
up, and I didn't say them words.
Jay, man got spanked 3-2, and he had to release, where he released most of lot.
No,
Oh dear.
either way, Jay. So yeah,
Live meltdown.
so no, I didn't melt down. I stopped talking to him for a bit.
And I made him order me food as well.
So what was your sort of what you need to see from PES again? Just like more to do in the game mode.
Yeah, more engaging game mode.
But I think
But first and foremost, yeah, connectivity.
I think for Jay and a lot of other like FIFA players, let's say Nav, who we know loves FIFA and always yo-yos between, I'd rather play PES when he's not winning, which is quite often a lot of the times. It needs a few years of people saying, wow, PES is amazing, wow, PES is and not just the core fans, for these lot to even consider paying for money for PES. So even if they come out with a great game mode and revamp the game, I don't think these lot would buy it.
So the current system in PES right now is very easy to get top players. Yeah. Would you rather be able to get? And but the thing is, the rewards aren't great. I.e., like it takes us a while to get a lot of packs. Yeah, like a lot of packs. Yeah, and even to pay for our players' contracts is a bitch at times. Would you rather it be easier GP, like easier currency to gain, and get duplicates and harder to get them top players? Or would you rather it be harder to get GP, but you get top players a lot easier?
You want it to be a grind. You want your time to mean something, because otherwise, say you have all the top players by November, then
We had them by October last
yeah,
year.
exactly. And then for the rest of the game, you're slowly leveling those guys up. And the problem is, and what you see in FIFA now with everyone who has legends and team of seasons in their game, in their team, it's too easy. All you need to do is get to the edge of the box and shoot, or defensively let the computer control your defenders. That's why the build up to the team of the season, when you have everyone has this kind of level team except for the high end players who can get the top rewards, that's why you should stagger it. If you do what PES do and give everyone straight away by October everyone has a Ronaldo, what's the point?
So would you say it'd be better to give them easy GP but harder to get the players?
Yeah.
GP's our currency, by the way. Like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
currency.
yeah.
See, that's what I say as well, because I don't like coming up in teams by October and I'm facing Neymar, Ronaldo every match. Every match is up.
For you, Lukaku.
Yeah, well, fucking Lukaku pisses me off no matter what stage of the game I played him at. But either way,
I'd say that. But that's the thing. So last year when we played PES, I didn't enjoy it online. It was so easy to get to Division 1.
did it after week 1?
And no, not this year. The year before, when I actually paid for the game.
Alright.
Well, actually, I got it free. I think the game at the start of the year. One of my friends is a YouTuber. He gets good copies of it. So,
Who's that?
but I enjoyed it more when I was playing level 3 with like, what was it, Selçuk Inan and Breelin Bolo up front, and we used to call them poverty players, Talisca and Rondon. If you remember, we used him in level co-op. That was fun. But then you'd come against obviously white ball benches and get smashed, which is not fun. But another going away from the actual gameplay, the customer service side between FIFA and PES is so different. It's unbelievable. So if you remember last year, was it Usain Bolt was the ambassador? Not this year, going the year before.
Yeah.
If you remember, me and you had a laugh where you saw a message on my PlayStation system, or whether it was my email to Konami, because I had the pre-ordered version, but I didn't get Usain Bolt. And if you remember, I sent an email to them, filled out all the tickets, and said, I'm missing one very fast Jamaican.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Did I get Usain Bolt? No. Did they reply to me? No. I sent them 3 emails.
Yeah.
Which was what they said I needed to do. Go on their website. We can report this, that.
Why didn't you just tweet them a picture of how great it is and?
No, but I
you got a
tweeted
reply.
it. So that was the thing. So my Twitter was deactivated. I literally just activated it because I wanted that one fast Jamaican. Just literally the only reason I wanted him was just to like be a dick. You know what I mean? Because he's fast and
I think Konami read your intentions.
He was a bit broken in the air, but literally no response back. Usain went walkabout. Whereas on the flip side, I think I had a similar issue in FIFA 17 where I packed a player who should have been in form in the packs, and literally they go back to you within that night and they go open your inbox and they play the change.
And that's what they gave you.
Yeah, you got the inform. It wasn't a high level inform, but still it was
coinage in it as well.
Yeah, the level of service is completely different. So with all of that, why would you want to go to PES? The only people who play PES is the hardcore fans. Then the only FIFA ones who come across to PES are the ones who aren't good enough to play the game at the start of the season. But eventually, look at how many hardcore PES fans you know yourself, and streamers who always jump onto FIFA middle of the season, or say,
that could be due to the lack of content we have in PES. Though.
Yeah, but how many FIFA players do you see jump onto PES in the middle of the season?
They have content galore though, don't they? That's why
that's what I was saying, isn't it? And we know that's a
broken
game.
Keep players engaged.
No, that's the one thing that's a massively. We didn't even have an app on our phones. Like how you have had an app for like 3 years. But then again, why do Konami need an app? Because their mode is so dead anyway. So what you can do with an app on the PES game?
And as soon as they introduce an app and say they even start introducing SBCs, it's just too similar. And people say you just copied FIFA.
Yeah, but the thing is, if Konami have the gameplay, people are like, maybe it's not the worst thing to copy them. If you've got the gameplay, then it's just about, alright, let's nick their best ideas. Like your lot's tactics and lots of yours best ideas for the last 2-3 years have all come from Konami. You lot just don't know it because you don't play PES.
I think...
your system where you go from balanced and then you go from balanced to defense to ultra defense attacking, they're all 4 different formations. PES had that 4 or 5 years ago, removed it for some weird reason, and now FIFA took it and it's the best thing.
Does PES still have that thing where you have to change your manager to change formation?
Yes.
Yeah.
And your manager has a certain level and you have to have players. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying as well.
That's a grind and a half, man. Yeah. It's a grand and all
because you think
you have to build chemistry for each coach.
Exactly,
it's annoying
and you think at the start of the game where it's hard enough. I'm just thinking FIFA terms. If you had to do that, it's hard enough to build a team, and because each year the gameplay changes slightly. So you might, for example, at the moment I play 5-3-2. Next year I might want to play 4-4-2. You try out loads of different formations. If I was doing that in PES, I'd have to get a different manager, train them up. Annoying. In FIFA, I could just change it on the
fly. Thing is,
it goes back to being a grinder.
Yeah, this is the thing. In PES, when you do that, you get a new manager. You have to then build them players up to his team spirit or chemistry, as you call it. Then when you make new signings, you have to build them up as well, and it's not an easy time. There's not a fun process in doing it either.
Yeah.
Like you can't buy chemistry cards. You get them in a few transfer
the thing is, the games are so differently tailored in terms of progression. So for PES, for you to get far, and you need to spend coins.
You need to spend real money. But people think that in FIFA, no, you don't have to spend your own money. I can do a no spend account in FIFA.
Yeah, easy. Look, all of us do that, innit?
Yeah, but whereas Konami, even if you want a manager, first week you got to spend.
Yeah,
There's
unless
no
you
way.
buy the pre-order edition,
Yeah.
which gives you 1,000 coins.
Yeah, so I think they're just... But also with PES, I think they've taken a different route as well in terms of... We say mobile app, but from what I'm getting, I think last year and a half, their improvements are more tailored towards PES mobile.
Yeah, but that's
online.
separate. That's not the
No,
console
but-
version. We're not even...
No, I know, but it dictates where a company's priorities lie. For me,
Alright, yeah.
I don't think they're that bothered about the game on console anymore, with how much money they're possibly making off the mobile version. And you can just tell because their game would be accepted by everyone because of how poor FIFA is in terms of gameplay if they just went and paid for a couple of more servers. But they don't want to. I don't understand why they don't just do that. I mean, that's what your community's been asking for like, what, 5-6 years now?
So they've called themselves eFootball PES 2020 now. And they've even pretty much said, they haven't said it in such words, but it's a rebranding. It's not an actual step forward from what I'm hearing. It's not like
So it's the
they've
same
gone...
game.
Yeah, so when I say it's a rebranding, it's not that they've gone out and busted out on new servers to call themselves an e-competitors and they're taking themselves up to the next level of that. Apparently, it's to, because people don't call it really soccer anymore in England.
Who the hell called this?
They're Pro Evolution Soccer in it.
Oh, right.
So they're calling it eFootball PES now instead of Pro Evolution Soccer. It's called eFootball PES, which we'll know it as PES, but obviously to the mum in the Christmas shopping, she's there's another football game now because it says football in the title.
That ain't gonna work.
I know
Well, that's their logic behind it.
Let's
They
share
haven't
some
they
more
haven't
shit
got
stories about
dedicated
PES
servers.
whilst we're on it. So the last time I played PES, when I played the tournament, that happens every Saturday. So I got matched up against a guy who lag cheated me. I think it was 3 times in a row.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Kept getting matched against it.
Yeah. Kept beating him, kept lag cheating me. So I spent half an hour because you can't even quit the tournament. You quit the tournament game, there's no point playing the tournament. So every time I'd think, alright, he's not going to do it.
Can you not add him to the black list?
No, not in tournaments. You can't.
Oh
it's
no,
like
yeah,
online
because it
competition.
takes off all the filters,
Yes,
isn't it? Yeah.
It's not online competition. And you're just
Bloody
thinking,
hell.
what a pile of shit.
To be fair, can I make shit like that? Now, I've had less lag cheaters this year than the previous year, but that's probably because less people are playing the game. They haven't actually fixed lag cheating.
Yeah, that's an issue you don't really suffer with in FIFA.
And in the demo, I've had so many matches where it starts off because it gives you now an option of, how FIFA you've always had that latency at the start. Well, now PES have added it, yeah? So you start off with 3 bars, but so many times this year, middle of the match, 1 bar, 2 bar. So that's a bit of bollocks by PES, really.
So I think what we want to know, Lily, is what's your views actually?
What, on PES?
So
Why don't you
obviously
skip
you're
PES a year?
you're the streamer, the YouTuber, so you've been known to do FIFA and PES. Where do you sit on it? And
So this year I was going to do FIFA 19, but remember I said to you earlier on it was just so unplayable.
You should do FIFA 20.
Well, again, for me, it's
Volta.
Well, again, it did look quite fun, to be fair, the little trailer I saw.
Exactly.
It did look hella fun. I said I'm going to get FIFA 20, and I've even got ideas for that very soon anyway. But again, I'll start off with both games, and PES wasn't great for me, but it's just that FIFA was that bad that I put FIFA away for the year. PES 20 demo, I'm not saying it's bad, but I just don't want to burn myself out playing that, so that's why I've just kind of played it and just left it to the side for a bit. But if my club is the same this year, I don't know how much I'll be able to commit to that on game mode, because the gameplay itself isn't a million miles away from PES 19. I know I'll have fanboys in the comment section saying the game is slowed down and the first touch system this and the player mishits and that, but the reality is we're playing on Passport 1 against a few other people that are just playing for fun right now. But when the full game comes out, people are going to be on Passport 3, laser guided passes again. Featured players are going to most likely break the game because that's how Konami made their money this year. And if the content is that dry, I may just have to play PES with FIFA as well, like split down the middle.
But that's the thing, like being completely honest, like watching your videos, which there was 104 or 103 this year, a lot of your content was so similar. As to going up the divisions and this and that. So like you watch a few of them, and then obviously because you're a friend, we'll watch the video, give you a like, thumbs up.
That's the guys I need.
But your video, I'd be like, I've seen one, I've seen them all. Unless
That's
obviously where you're getting done by Lukaku and you're raging. I'm all for the rage.
To be fair, I started doing a lot more challenges towards the end of the year, which I should have done a lot earlier.
But I think with FIFA, if you do that, you've got so much more. You can do foot drafts, you can do squad. You can literally do squad builders. You can
That's
do
the
a
thing.
video
So
on squad builders.
the reason you say these things, yeah, that don't get me wrong, I wanted to do these challenges and other things, but for me to get, say, a team full of slow players, it was a grind to even get them players at the club. For me to get the tall players, it was a grind for me to get them.
Whereas in FIFA,
I can just buy them and put them out straight away. So that's what I'm trying to say. To even do challenges in PES, it's a grind to get the players.
I'll be honest with you, I reckon in FIFA, we'd watch you for an hour trying to snipe players because we know you couldn't do it. It'd just be funny.
Nah, it'll be interesting to see what FIFA's like, man. I can't really say, am I going to commit to PES? Am I going to commit to FIFA? PES I'll probably do most likely.
I think with that though, the one game mode in FIFA that you expect the ridiculous is in foot drafts. So I think even if you did foot drafts, because all the players are so OP, you don't expect that game to play balanced. I wouldn't play that
plus
game
it's 4 matches which you can understand.
Yeah. So I think
in my experience, probably 2 matches of.
Yeah.
For me, like, I would prefer to see you doing that because I think just the fact that you'd have so many different players that you'd pick for every foot draft you do. I'm working on the assumption you're losing all of these foot drafts. I'd rather watch that than watch you have made up divisions that don't really exist.
That's what I had to do in FIFA PES this year. I had to actually make my own divisions. Because
And
all it was is just random division
It was
rivals.
ridiculous how many games you had to edit to make it look like the line was going that way.
You had this perfect timing shot, whatever. Just because someone hits it sweetly doesn't mean it's flying in the top corner.
The thing
you
that-
see so many shots in real life which are cleanly struck perfectly, go straight at the keeper.
The thing that
Why does
bugs
FIFA's
me
happen
the
going
most-
off the top?
I don't even mind the skills in FIFA, which again are overpowered. Is that the AI in FIFA is so ridiculous. So going back to Friday when we played some games for Nav on Foot Champs, literally you couldn't tell I hadn't played that game. But the thing was, the one game I lost, it was more like you position your player, perfect positioning, the ball's just going right past him. But then for some reason he's moved and he's further from the ball than he was. He's chasing someone. The AI in that game just does not make any sense. And for me, that's more frustrating than the OP skill moves and someone moving their keeper around.
You haven't seen all the megs yet. There's too many nutmegs in FIFA.
Yeah, so that kind of stupidity would annoy me more.
Because you're literally right in front of the attacker. You think, I'll block this. Next thing you know, he's lunged and it's megged him.
See, the one thing that annoys me a lot is the fact that it's a lot easier, or not a lot easier. It feels as easy to score from outside the box than in the box in FIFA.
It's probably
Like
easier.
one-on-ones.
It's probably easier because one-on-ones
From
are
outside
too.
box.
Yeah, one-on-ones are too hard because the risk reward isn't there. You work really hard to break a team down and get a one-on-one in the box, and either the guy's moved the keeper or he just drags a shot wide. You just think, why have we dragged that shot
But
wide?
you know that we've played games that are similar to that before. So if you go back to PES 2016, if you were outside the box and you had anyone who could do a finesse shot,
Yeah.
do you remember how broken the finesse shot with Neymar was in 2016? Anything finessed was going in from everyone.
But the thing is, if you got one-on-one in that
outside the
game
box.
as well, it was easier to score. But in FIFA, you get one-on-one, it's harder to score that than it is.
But that's the thing. So I think in games, I'd prefer it to be harder to score if a game's broken, because otherwise every game. So I think, what was it? FIFA 18 when you used to play, every game was what, 9-8,
drill shots.
8-7.
FIFA 17 I played last properly. FIFA 18
No,
I
but
played
FIFA 18, if I remember, that was just a basketball game essentially. That wasn't it. Whereas you'd rather the keepers be better and the scorelines be lower. But obviously you want to see skill gap rewarded. You don't want to just see someone obviously done over. That's
but
my
this is what I'm
personal
trying to
preference.
say, that the skill is getting a one-on-one, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think again, if in terms of gameplay, I'd rather, let's say I'm in 9 times, you're in 9 times, and it finishes what we bury all our chances 9-9. I'd rather see.
No, but my original point was, the one thing that made me dislike FIFA this year with a real passion was I could rip someone a new one, get one-on-one, and my players just would not score. But that guy at the other end will just shoot from 25-30 yards continuously and score. And it's like...
At the start of the game this year in FIFA, it was really broken, especially with the 180s.
Yeah, people, this is the thing. So you'd think that's a great reminder, actually. I'd think he's got his back to goal.
That part of FIFA was really annoying.
So even then, I was like, he's got his back to goal. I've got my defender nice and tight.
Yeah,
I've got all the gaps covered. Next to this guy with like N'Golo Kante or Eric Dyer. I'm not even joking when I say this. Normal N'Golo Kante or normal Eric Dyer scoring volleys or 180 shots
Like,
on the turn. It was absolutely
Paddle.
Yeah.
Dill scoop.
Like a bale jar.
Yeah.
it was ridiculous, man, and I could not
But that's
describe how much I hated a football game then. Probably as much as like get lectured.
But again, going back to their ability to be able to put a patch in place that will, well, if you say not eradicate the problem, but at least...
No, like before, it would be happening, I'd say, as many times as 8 out of 10 times, 180s. After the patch, you're lucky if it happened 1 out of 10 times.
No, but then when you come against these informs and all that sort of stuff, they were doing it for fun.
No.
We were playing on the weekend.
180s
It was ridiculous.
Very, very rarely.
But that's the thing. So you know, if we were playing on the weekend, but if you look at the team we were using, which is Nav's team, that was a ridiculous team as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying
but the thing is, we weren't.
Shit.
Yeah, but that's because we were playing football and we've not been playing that game week in, week out. Whereas the guys we were playing against were looking to break that game because they've got the level of experience from playing it all year. So there's no way the guys we played pick the pad up and were doing those skills just out of nowhere. They're looking to break the game. We weren't looking to break the game, which is where I say if you look at it, we won 4 out of 5 games. So however much experience they had, they obviously weren't that great because we've not played that game all year.
Have you seen the FIFA 20 demo that they showed at the World Cup?
Yeah. That's offline and it's not with OP plays yet.
Yeah, but the only point I wanted to call out there is they've addressed the point about chain skill moves.
Yeah, I saw it. We got the double back to heel.
Double heel to heel.
Flying.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff on Friday was ridiculous though. What was it? R9 doing the rainbow flick, but before he's had a chance, he's bashed it in the top corner.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no doubt. I'm not saying he can't do that in real life, but no, I will not like that.
Let me ask you one thing. When you look at FIFA 19
outside of the foot, twatting everything in from 25 yards.
When you see FIFA gameplay 19, what do you think when you actually look at it? Like, does it not resemble the furthest thing for football ever?
I think.
Do you know? Yeah, I've stopped playing for since team of season. So the last few weeks I haven't played. But you know all these. If you listen to Nav on the party, especially. And he's complaining about El Tornado crosses.
There's a lot of hate for Nav today.
Yeah,
in the World Cup, I saw people doing this thing where they flick it with both feet and then basket cross it into the box.
I played most weekend leagues and I used to play up to 14. 2 or 3 games where a guy used to try that. But they didn't used to be good at it. They've clearly seen someone on YouTube doing it. They just run down the wing, El Tornado cross it, want to work for them.
But like when you look at FIFA gameplay for the majority, even when it's not El Tornado cross and stuff, just like people pinging it in off 25, 30 yards on a constant, or someone doing the sweet time shot, because that doesn't even look natural. It just rockets.
Yeah.
So even then, when you look at this stuff, do you not think, what am I playing or what is this I'm watching?
But other time, that's a hard thing to do. Do you know when a guy first time green time?
When we were playing that guy
was just
smashed me like I think he smashed me like 8-4 or something.
Must be a good player then.
But
first time green timing is hard.
Yeah, but on the flip side, 100% it would be frustrating if you're on the receiving end. But then when you look at the total package, so like I'm sure, towards June, Jay probably gave up on playing the game online. But we know Jay was still doing the SBCs, getting them packs ready. So he still had a reason to play the game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Until the season came, I packed bare.
Yeah, but like in terms of, you can give up on the online game mode.
3 icons this year.
But still want to play the game.
Whereas Ronaldo and Lawson.
This guy's trying to get hate in the comment section.
Been playing FIFA for
by the way,
5 years.
Hullet in PES and Hullet in FIFA, 2 different things. Yeah. Hullet's okay in PES. In FIFA, he is like the god of the game, innit? So like, it's ridiculous.
It's been coming for Jay for a few years now.
To be fair, he did say only shit players got a good pack looking. To be fair, after
me and Jay had
the packs you got.
Me and Jay had a very rocky friendship.
Didn't you have R9 as well?
Yeah, that's what I said. R9.
You packed R9, yeah?
Yeah, but baby.
That tells you how good he is.
I got mid Hullet,
by the own
base Ronaldo, and base Lawson.
In FIFA 17, I had to buy Jay's silence. I was getting abused that badly.
With the informed Kolasinac.
Yes, that's how badly I was being abused by him.
Because of that theory, only shit players get good packs.
That's it. The level of hatred.
This has been your best year patch, right?
No, but I think it was because I only bought the game on Black Friday. You know how I think FIFA, they must have something in their engine where when people buy the game at Christmas or they can see that the number of games they've played is low, or their win-loss ratio is low, they must give them better packs.
It's got to be a given.
Yeah.
You can't. These
'Cause if a
large
guy's-
businesses based on data and
Yeah.
that, there must be some.
If a
code
guy's
into
coming
it.
in week after week playing Rivals Weekend League, getting smashed, and you're giving him shit packs, he must be thinking, fuck this, why am I wasting my time?
And the thing is, I bet Konami have the same thing. So if you go back to, remember when I started playing PES, which was PES 2016, we both got it at the same time. I'd never played PES on that console online before. And I remember in the first, 4 packs, I got Ramos, Silva, Pogba, and you were just like, this is just ridiculous. And my pack look in PES that year was just mad.
Yeah, I could see that.
There must be.
I could see that.
It makes bad business sense if there wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And then likewise, you look at FIFA and these top 100 players, like you see pack openings, they've just finished, 56th in the world, and they get shit.
Can I ask you one
When I
thing?
got Orange Sun.
Do you ever watch Bateson?
No.
Good. The guy's just like he
Oh,
buys like 1 million FIFA points a year or something.
Yeah.
The only YouTubers I watch are Jay, Lely, but Jay doesn't post anymore. So
He lost his fan base.
Yeah, I might have to halve his subscriber count. Lely, I just give him the sympathy nod, the like and that. But you gotta watch a bit of Spiros for a bit of
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Rarezi, funny guy.
It's going to be interesting. Have FIFA announced anything big for Ultimate Team? I know they've done that Team Spirit thing, haven't they? Or is that not Ultimate Team? Is that manager mode?
Wasn't that career mode?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought someone said to me that it was coming into Ultimate Team where you could just get any player, but then that wouldn't make sense, would it?
No.
It'd kill the game mode, yeah.
No, what you're talking about is Ultimate Team, where like they have house rules in offline play. In Ultimate Team, you'll have a game mode where chemistry doesn't count, but it'll be friendlies.
Oh, so they've added that, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can have a friendly against anyone.
Where
with
chemistry
players.
doesn't count.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
not a bad feature. At least it's...
I think FIFA are at that point now where they don't actually need to market the game heavily for it to actually.
They're still innovating, because for them to release basically FIFA Street, that's pretty big.
Yeah, they didn't, at this stage in time, they didn't really need to.
They didn't need to do that, no.
Especially, they could have saved it for the PS5.
And it takes away from their moneymaker, because they make millions off
Apparently
Ultimate
billions
Team.
off Ultimate Team.
Yeah, and if they start introducing things like Volta, FIFA Street, then because that doesn't generate any money, they potentially earn less.
What I'm saying is this year, when I'm back on FIFA, YouTubers better watch out. Whilst
Make
we're
them duplicate
talking about
accounts.
subscribers and friends, can we all condemn Jibby for hacking my account 2 years ago?
We'll have a moment of silence after the
Yeah.
stream.
What Jibby did? What's
Yeah,
your
so you've already got his name. You can start the cyber
Gibran
attacks.
Hussain.
Why are you trying to get man killed? And you know he's not going to take it lightly.
Gibran Hussain hacked me.
He's not going to take
Excellent
it. He's not going to take it lightly. So whatever you say, these better be the best shots in your life at him. He's gonna come
Find
back.
his nudes and expose him.
Lily, condemn him. Because of him, I couldn't bankroll your team anymore, Lily.
It's fine. I'm alright. I can live.
And on that note,
Yeah, I think it's alright, man. Yeah, I think we'll have to get a schedule for podcasts again or something. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, remember
This was a
to
very
hit the thumbs
unstructured podcast.
Huh?
Nothing.
A very what?
Unstructured
why are you
podcast.
ruining his outro?
Yeah, why are you ruining the outro?
Someone's got to do it, Lily.
No, that's the comment section. Let them ruin it.
Okay.
So unprofessional.
And
Although we went into this podcast not even knowing what we was going to talk about.
since he's not editing this, it'll be a fun watch.
Yeah. Don't edit this, just fucking put it up.
That's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck you, GB.
Yeah.
Hack my account.
Alright lads, well let me end it before this battery dies as well. So yeah guys, I hope you did like this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you got any topics you want to see us talk about in the next podcast, well sorry that's not going to happen.
If you have any topics.
Yeah, well, either. What did I say?
Don't
What did
worry
I
about
say?
it. Don't worry about it.
What did I say?
If you got.
Oh, have, got, whatever. Come on,
Maybe
we're not in English school
Maybe
yet.
get some chicken.
I'll catch you guys later. Until then, peace.